It's here, it's got a change of name, it's improved, and it's no longer controversial. It's the Gen 2 TR50 from the T4E range from Umarex. Hello and welcome to AAR on Air. This week is the launch of the new TR50 from Umarex. It's the Gen 2 version of the old HDR. It's still part of the Training for Engagement series, but this time it's called a tactical revolver. They have made a few subtle changes to the TR50, and the first one is the box, because the previous one upset some people. But who knows, maybe this one is the wrong shade of blue. Yes, this paintball revolver is known as the TR50, but it's had more than a change of name, and they've taken the opportunity to give it a bit of a workover. I have the HDR50L with me today to try to show the changes, but I must stress that the HDR50L is no longer available in this format. It's here just so you can see the differences. From the initial quick look, it doesn't appear to have changed much, but the closer you look, the differences become more apparent. You see, this has an improved CO2 system fitted, and the internals have been changed along with the screw on the bottom of the grip. It still has the really useful and excellent system of striking the bottom of the screw to activate the CO2 that's on board, so that it isn't sat loaded with a CO2 in your drawer, and when you bring it out to use it, you find it's leaked all the CO2 out of it, and it's pretty useless and needs a new cartridge loading before you can use it. It's simply a case of dropping a 12-gram CO2 into the bottom of the grip once you've unscrewed the retaining screw on the bottom that doubles up as that strike area. Drop that CO2 in bottom first. Return the screw and hand tighten. There is no need to use any hex key or other tools. Indeed, there isn't a hex key provided anymore. Once you need it to be charged up, simply strike the bottom and the CO2 will be pierced, and the red indicator where the hammer would normally be will pop out to show you're live. Incidentally, this is also a good indicator of how much CO2 is still in the revolver, because this can be depressed with your thumb. If it's running quite low, it can be used to empty the remainder of the CO2. If it's not, it's very stiff, so you're brand new and you're up. Once it's empty, then it's a simpler case of removing the screw again, and it doesn't need the tools to do so. The grip on the TR50 has changed also, and has more grippy checkering to it. The other main change is the front and rear sights. These have been improved, and a brighter fibre optic setup has been added, with a single on the front and a double to the rear. This makes a huge difference and makes it easier to see in lower light conditions, and if you're wearing glasses, etc., such as I usually do. There is a top Weaver Picatinny rail should you want to add a red dot or the like, and there is a rail underneath should you want to add a torch or a laser. The safety is in the trigger, a little like the Glocks, but the main safety is simply not to strike the CO2 until you're ready. It is all polymer, but has to be said the construction and quality of materials is really top drawer. It still has a 6-round 50 caliber magazine capability, which can be used for all sorts of ammo, including paintballs, naturally. It can also use the heavier, harder hitting rubber balls, which I've got here, and they can indeed be reused until they become a bit oval shaped. Then they're not so reusable. You can also have the frangible ammo that dust out white powder for that more interactive effect. They even have light up tracer ammo for the nighttime fun. The revolver is essentially the same size as its predecessor, which means it will use the old magazines, and more importantly, the T40 holster, which is fantastic with its click release system and the spare mag holder built in. So, what power does this little thumper kick out? Well, this is naturally going to depend on the ammunition you're using, but using those 50 cal rubber balls that tip the scales at 18 grains, it saw 374 feet per second over the chronograph, which equates to 5.5 foot-pounds or 7.5 joules. So not to be sniffed at and nicely within the UK limits for pistols. Oh, and did I say how loud this is? I think it's time to have a little fun with the new TR50. Remember, this isn't any form of target or pest control revolver, it's a practice gun and is intended to get you trained in the use of firearms at a much reduced cost. Let's go and have some fun with this, shall we? The TR50 as it's known now, it's no longer the HDR50, it's the TR50, but this is a Gen 2. And I must admit they have made quite a few improvements with it. You've got to have it in a holster. It's a must. It's the law. It's as simple as that. But it is a lock finger release holster. I really like this. They're really good quality. That's the genuine one. And they've made quite a few improvements, as I've said, with the sights, with the grip, with a new piercing system on board as well. So terrific improvement. It's still the same 50 caliber, which means you've got some hard hitting. We've already seen how much power these things can kick out. Don't be tempted to go for the 11 one, the 11 joules, not legal in this country. Right, what am I going to shoot? The first thing I'm going to shoot is some stainless steel discs. You can see the size of these things. I'm going to have a go at these, see if we can make any kind of impression. Let's have a go, shall we? Strike that bottom. Out comes the indicator where the hammer would normally be. It is really breezy and we're firing big ammunition through this, so let's see how we go. I'll probably try and wait for it to calm just a little. Let's have a go, shall we? Oh, nothing wrong with that. Six rounds. Let's go and have a look at the results, shall we? That's the plate. If I can get the angle right, it'll show up the dents that has made in steel plate. And this is really hard stuff. That's the smaller one. The pump action, the 12 foot-pound pump action, will make far more of a dent in that because that's a 68 cal. So, some power behind these. Nice and great fun to use. Now, if you can find your rubber balls, which will be lying around somewhere, you can reuse them, and you can reuse them a few times. So it's not that as expensive as you think on the ammo. Tell you what, let's try some paintballs this time, shall we? This time we're loaded up with paintballs. 50 cal. You can also get the dust ones as well. But let's have a go with these, shall we? These are lighter, so I don't know how they're going to fare in this wind, but let's give it a go. Nothing wrong with that, is there? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. All the six gone down there, and the good news is, for those who are bothered, that is biodegradable. If I left that out now and it rained, you would never see any of that. It would all be gone. Really, really great fun. I love these things. I really love them. They are a training gun. Well, straight away you can see the results of your shooting. Fabulous fun. You can wipe that down if you like. And go again. Really good fun. Excellent fun. They're not overly expensive and the construction is really, really good. They're very well made, mostly polymer, but really hard wearing, heavy grade polymer. That's it. Back to the studio. Like I said, excellent fun, but be warned, these do pack a serious punch, as can be seen by the dents they left in the stainless steel plate. They do come in different power levels. This is the sub 7.5 joules version, which is the only legally acceptable one in the UK without a Section 5 firearms licence. And unless you're police or military, you're not going to get one of those, or likely to have one. So I'd steer clear of the 11 joule version here in Blighty. Oh, and don't be tempted with half of the more exotic ammo that's likely to be frowned upon too. So, what is all this newness going to cost you? Well, they're currently retailing out at around £135 UK, which I consider to be very cheap for something so well made and so much fun. And don't forget, you can reuse some of the ammo. This is a great thing to have at home and is great for plinking or for some summer fun. I've shot most all of the range and they are really useful and great fun, from the pistol to the pump action and even the double barrel sawn off. Heck, they range from 43 cal up to 68 cal. I always enjoy my time with the T4E range and this new TR50 is no different. Hopefully you've enjoyed it too. If so, please give us the old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Feel free to share and click the alarm notification bell. Please check out the AAR On Air Green project and visit the AAR website for merch info and members' entry into competitions. So, if you're not a member, it may be worth signing up. A big thank you to you guys who are supporting us with the Green Air project. And this has been just a few of the names. Thank you. As always, a big thank you to Vector Air for getting hold of this for me to review for you guys. I think that's it. Please stay safe and shoot safe. And hopefully, I'll see you again next week for some more reviews and fun. Bye for now.